Good morning, Agape. Let's give some love to practitioner David Klein-Lovett, who's been lovingly supporting us for our meditation service today. We have a wonderful surprise. There's always a lot of things going on here at Agape International Spiritual Center. But right now, we have a special video transmission live from our very own Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Check this out.
I had to be here today to honor this beautiful woman. There are many spiritual communities and many churches who have great ministers. Beautiful. But when you combine a great minister with a mystic, you have something extraordinary. You have an individual, yes, you can applaud. You have an individual that is not caught in the fundamentalism of New Thought Ageless wisdom, but is an individual that uses as a foundation to explore the infinite possibilities of her own soul, as she has done from a young being, as a nun, having a devotional at wonderment, the power of the presence and the love of God, all the way through the New Thought Ageless wisdom teachings that she discovered. And so I appreciate you celebrating her, because somewhere within you, you know the depth of what's really real about a mystic. This is an individual that is pulled by the Spirit of the living God, not just by books. She's pulled by the inspiration. And so I remember speaking about this when she was leaving the other spiritual community that she was the head of, that at some point people would realize what they had. Because you know, an individual like this, it's not just the words, and she has it. It's the presence that captures. And so this is an individual that has been teaching you in so many ways that the evolution of consciousness has moved us from, in the Old Testament, a man like God, into the New Testament, a divine human. God suffering and anger management. Jesus telling us that we are the light of the world. We are the luminous beings. We are the light that lights up every man, every woman that comes into the planet. She brings that to you on a regular basis. She's been allowing you to know that we emerge from the eternal. And why is that important? Because we've been taught, of course, that we're created in the image and likeness of God, but we weren't really created. We emerged from the presence. The same way that the ocean doesn't create a wave, and the waves emerge from the ocean. The sunbeam emerges and emanates from the sun. We emerge from the eternal as the light, the love, and the beauty, the intelligence, and power of God. What was created as the image and likeness of God was our faculty to be able to think independent of experience. Thus, birth everything in our life out of nothing at all. Somewhere along the line, you've been hearing this message from this woman, that out of nothing, regardless of circumstance, regardless of condition, regardless of situations, as you release your attention from conditions and circumstances, come back to nothingness, which is the everythingness of the Spirit of the living God, you can think independent of everything that's going on in the world, everything that's ever happened to you, and birth a whole other life. That new place. Birth, new life. That's why she called her leaving before a refinement. Because you can fire up and refire whatever. And so, as she chose her topic of the day, which she asked me to speak about, who do you say that you are? Yes, that's it. Who do you say that you are? And so, the different being, and one that we identify with most determines how the universal law acts upon us. So if you say to yourself that you are the son and daughter of parents, then you come under the law of humanity. if you speak about, if you identify yourself as to what schools you went to, what religion you are, if you, what geography, where you were born, things of that particular nature, then you come under, again, the lesser use of the law. You're not under the law of Christ, and the law of how that law is operating based on you, how you are identifying yourself. Who do you say that you are? And so, under her teachings, you come to an understanding that your life is divine because of certain tradition or past. So you have to begin to say on a regular basis that you are an emanation of the Most High. You have to say on a regular basis, yes, I came through human paradise into the planet, but I emerged from the divine. You have to say in substance that you are a limitless, illimitable being that has no ceiling at all, and that regardless of what's going on in the world, you can demonstrate divine health and harmony and wholeness, harmonizing prosperity, abundance, pure joy, bliss, and ecstasy that has nothing to do with circumstance whatsoever, has everything to do with who you say you are. And as you say it over and over and over again until it becomes a feeling tonality of an affirmation inside of your own being, without you saying one single word, the universal presence utilizing universal law, your life will take on the trajectory of more good than you could possibly imagine. So for 80 years, can you imagine 80 years when I heard that Job spent in the girl for 80 years? I couldn't believe it. It's like, that makes me over 60. Yes. Oh, okay. But when I heard that, it's like, wow, she's been kicking cosmic keister for this. People try to get out of working at 60, 62, whatever the case may be.
So that was our very own Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith at our affiliate Agape Bay Area as we were honoring the wonderful life of Reverend Joan Stedman, who is celebrating her 80th trip around the sun. So we're giving love to Reverend Michael right where he is, and we're going to continue our service. I'm inviting Marianne and the house band up to the platform. We thank you for your patience with any of the technical challenges. We made it through. And Marianne and the choir and the house band, everybody, we're here for you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Reverend Jason. It's so wonderful to see Reverend Joan Stedman and celebrate her. So let's continue with this celebration of life and love. Welcome everyone to Agape. Let's sing together. You ready? We got Nina Gray in the house. Yes. Sarah Mayo in the house today. I'm Marianne Lewis. This is our Agape house band. Yes. Hey. All right. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for
here for God. Thank you, Marianne and Agape House Band. Good morning, wonderful, beautiful, powerful Agape community. I am Dion Raymond, Agape practitioner, with today's meditative thought. It's coming up on the screen and it reads, Agape love is not something we can do, nor is it something we can force. The seed of agape love was planted in our hearts the moment we came into existence. And when our hearts become ripened, agape love blossoms. This expression of unconditional love is developed through our spiritual practices. And that offering is from our own beloved Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dion. Well, it is time now for our congregational song. If you're joining us for the very first time, we welcome you. And we would love for you to sing with us this song that is called Use Me. The words are on the screen. And we love to stand at this time in our service. So feel free to stand right where you are and know that you're standing with individuals all around the globe. We stand for love. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was a son, God is a son, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, leading us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator and makes all things new. God leads us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Good morning, Agape. Our musical inspiration this morning is Deanna Carpenter. She is a sound conduit and a student of life. A Detroit native, Carpenter credits her hometown as being her biggest musical influence. Her performances have included the Essence Music Festival in New Orleans, Women in Technology Awards Gala in Las Vegas, and Inside the Great Pyramid at Giza in Kemet. Carpenter released her first album, Tsunami, in August of 2018 and is the author of 2 books, In My Solitude and Lessons from the Fall. She lives in Southern California and is the chief engineer of inspiration for her brand, She Who Builds. She is working on her second musical project, Come Inside, currently, and of course, she is a committed member of our Agape International Choir. Welcome with your love and your open heart, Deanna Carpenter, who's coming forward with an original song.
Hey, Agape. Hi, love streamers. So good to be home on the stage. So it feels so good to be here. I dedicate this song to all of you, everyone streaming in, those who will stream in later to catch the live stream, well, the replay of the live stream. And it's going to be a beautiful Sunday morning. Keep it down, keep it down, keep it down, all I feel. Pretend I'm okay when deep inside I know I'm hurting. I smile to disguise all the lies I repeat internally. Then put my best face forward so they don't see all I've been hiding. Cause what I say to myself becomes my experience, and what I feel is what I believe. Cause what I think of myself becomes my experience. Maybe it's time I see myself differently. So I stop trying, and I stop proving, and I stop making myself small so others feel better around me. And I started trusting, and I kept growing, and what emerged was a beautiful Sunday morning. See, I am the truth, and so are you. But we get caught up in what others say, and now we run around here confused. But I refuse to believe in what they say or what they even think. But all I need is right here with me, and I'm just gonna be free. Cause what I say to myself becomes my experience, and what I feel is what I believe. Cause what I think of myself becomes my experience. Maybe it's time I see myself differently. So I stop trying, and I stop proving, and I stop making myself small so others feel better around me. And I started trusting, and I kept growing, and what emerged was a beautiful Sunday morning. So I stopped trying, and I stopped proving, and I stopped making myself small so others feel better around me. And I started trusting, and I kept growing, and what emerged was a beautiful Sunday morning. It's time to wake, rise over the hill, shining like the sun. No time to wait, the dawn is coming. It's time to wait, come over the hill, blazing like the sun. No time to wait, the dawn is come.
That was the amazing Deanna Carpenter. All of you streaming on YouTube and agapelive.com and on Agape's Facebook page and on the Michael Bernard Beckwith Facebook page, give her some love. Give some love to the house band. That's Ben Dowling, John Hart, David Neal, and the Curtis Bird. Appreciate y'all, brothers. Me? My name's Reverend Jason Davion Mitchell. I'm your hosting minister this morning. Those of you that were here with us at the top of the program, you saw Reverend Michael is up in the Bay Area doing what he is called to do, as he always is. And when he is out of the pulpit, sometimes he lets the rest of us play. But there are no games here. This is high spiritual business. And we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest. Not really a guest, but minister that will be holding up the pulpit. That's our very own Reverend Julie Moret. And she will inspire us with her topic, the portal of possibility, reprogramming our invisible matrix of thoughts, beliefs, and decisions. You want to get some of this. If this is your first time worshiping with us, if someone told you about us or you are tuning in because you were scrolling on by, we'd like to thank you for making Agape your place of worship today. Wherever you are, if you can, I'd invite you to please stand for a moment to receive this global welcome. And for those of you who are streaming in, if it is your first time, just type first time into the comments section. We're going to stretch our hearts out to you with our hands uplifted. And we're going to say to you, welcome to Agape. We recognize you. We know who you really are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. You are a unique way in which love, intelligence, and divine beauty are expressing on this planet. You are a one-of-a-kind spiritual genius. We celebrate your life. We appreciate you, and we thank God for you. Welcome to Agape. If you want, take a moment, take your right hand, put it on your left side, take your left hand, put it on your right shoulder, and give yourself a loving embrace. You can feel it. That's the love from the Agape community, our practitioners, and Reverend Michael. We have wonderful practitioners holding the vigil for us during service at home, wherever they might be, and online, right where you are. Under the direction and leadership of Reverend Kathleen McNamara and myself, they are maintaining an unbroken awareness of the presence of God. We appreciate them holding that space for us. At this time, I'm going to invite one of those powerful practitioners, Dia Jordan, to the platform. She will do the affirmations, the purpose statement, the spiritual reading, and a living evocation of the heart. Dia?
Thank you, Reverend Jason, and good morning, Agape Nation. As you heard, Reverend Michael's theme for this month is Resolve to Evolve. Our speaker today is none other than Agape's own Reverend Julie Moret. Her topic today is the portal of possibility, reprogramming our invisible matrix of thoughts, beliefs, and decisions. It was my joy to facilitate our meditation with music provided by David Klein Lovett. Today's musical inspiration is Deanna Carpenter, and it truly is a beautiful Sunday. Our interpreter for today is T.L. Forsberg. Licensed practitioners are currently holding prayer vigil and engaging with you in the comments of this broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. You are invited to share any prayer requests there or contact our prayer ministry directly. Now is the time for our affirmations. I invite you to please stand and repeat them aloud after me, line by line. I am a divine ideal bursting into expression. Whole, complete, and perfect. Today, I joyfully exercise my right to shine. Vibrations of greatness and enthusiasm undergird my life. Thoughts of health and wholeness revitalize my body temple. I am a creative, innovative, and elevated expression of God. Abundance blesses every aspect of my life. I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. Agape's purpose statement. Our purpose as an intentional spiritual community is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that they are unique emanations of God, the love intelligence governing the universe. We embody an understanding of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings and the energy of unconditional love, we are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Simply, we are here for God. Our selected reading is taken from the Book of Truth by Paul Selig. It is taken from the chapter Alchemy and Transformation and can be found on page 105. The old images of heaven as a city on a cloud were there to depict a higher alignment and a manifest reality that exists beyond the known world. It was an evocation of something true. Now there is no heaven upon a cloud. That is not where heaven is. But heaven is here, in the room you sit in the sky outside, and even in the basement and its darkest corner. Heaven is there as well. But the perceiving of heaven is not done by the small self who is moored in the lower landscape or lower vibration. The depiction of heaven as elsewhere has confused humanity for far too long. And the truth of the teaching, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, is that it is here, has always been, and can only be. It is a higher octave, a higher level of vibration, dimensional reality, if you prefer, that may be known through you, but only as you attend to it, as the one who may perceive it. And with that, I just invite you to step into the sacred circle of prayer with me. And if you're so inclined to just close your eyes and just pull away from the outside world and turn within to that quiet place, to that knowingness. How grateful I am for this day, for this beautiful Sunday, for this opportunity to be together once again, for this configuration of souls who have come together. Grateful, truly grateful to know that God is all that there is, that there is only one power and one presence, one love, one life, one source, one resource, called by many names, but one nonetheless. God, Spirit, Most High, the presence. Grateful, truly to know that. All is well, despite appearances, despite what may be going on out in the world, despite what may be going on in our individual and collective lives, all is truly well. God is on the throne of our consciousness and is forever present, nearer than our very breathing, closer than our hands and feet. And God is my life. God is the life of each of us here. No separation, no distance, no withhold, no limitations or restrictions. And it is from this place of high knowing that I just bless this service, knowing that it is the best ever. I bless each and every individual under the sound of my voice, those who listen in the archive at a later date. I bless all those who made this service possible, every hand, every voice, every drop of gas that you used to get here. Just grateful. I just bless Reverend Michael right where he is, for his vision, for his sacred yes, for imparting all that he is, all that he does, all that he gives on behalf of humanity, on behalf of the Agape Spiritual Center of Truth. I bless Reverend Julie Moret as she comes forth this day, knowing that the message that she brings is a portal for our transformation, for us to be more of who we are as God beings. I just bless Reverend Julie, just knowing that she opens hearts and blesses minds and allows us to just be more than we were when we walked through the door, when we first got on Facebook or listened on YouTube, that we are changed forever from this moment forth. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you for that beautiful prayer. We're just bringing the prayer vibration through this chant, these holy names.
Shalom, Salah, Amen. Om Shalom, Salah, Amen. Om Shalom, Salah, Amen. Om Shalom,
over you. Allow that song to that vibratory energy just to rest upon you. Thank you so much, Marianne, Sarah, Nina, house band. The Agape International Spiritual Center always has so much activity going on. We cannot tell you about everything in any single moment. But at this time, I'm going to invite my brother practitioner, Wayne Bottomley, up to the platform, and he's going to give you the latest and the greatest. Wayne?
Thank you, Reverend Jason. Good morning, Agape. It's another marvelous day here at Agape, and we are so grateful that you're with us here on the Love Stream. We invite you to visit the Agape website at agapelive.com for more details on all of these announcements and so much more. All times listed are Pacific Daylight Time. Your life vision is calling you. Are you ready to catch the highest idea of your life straight from the field of infinite possibilities, directly from the mind and heart of the infinite knower of your own soul? Then tune in with Reverend Coco Stewart, Agape minister and founding member, along with Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, and take a deeper dive into the principles and practices revealed in his book, Life Visioning. This 6-week course begins Tuesday, June 7th at 6 p.m. Register today. In today's climate, where it appears that anger and social and political polarization are continuously on the rise, life can feel overwhelming, disheartening, and disempowering. But we can either surrender to the hopelessness or embrace our soul's call to join a potential and power that is greater than what we hear and see around us. If you're ready to step into the greater flow and that greater power and greater impact on the planet, join us for Awakening, Embracing Your Soul's Purpose, a meditation and visioning virtual intensive with Reverend Michael B. Beckwith on Saturday, June 11th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Register today at agapelive.com. Today, Teen Agape, ages 14 through 19, is meeting online beginning at 11:15 a.m. For information and to join, click the Teen Agape banner on the website. Preteens, ages 9 through 13, meet at 2 p.m. Children ages 3 through 8 meet at 3:30 p.m. Both are on live Zoom. To register and get your Agape Youth Fun Packs, email revleon@agapelive.com. The Crisis Support Clinic offers Zoom mini counseling sessions every Monday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. To receive details for your first come, first serve complimentary one-on-one session with a licensed practitioner, email us at crisissupport@agapelive.com. This Tuesday, Laughter Yoga meets on Zoom at 6 p.m. Facilitated by Agape Master Practitioner Martin Weish. On the Agape website, click on the Agape banner to register. No experience is necessary. Ha 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 ha, namaste. Loving Hands Unite. The Adoption Foster Care Fertility Ministry will hold their monthly meeting this Friday, June 10th at 7 p.m. via Zoom. If you would like support with any aspect of the adoption process, please email lovinghandsunite@agapelive.com to receive the Zoom link and join us. Happy Pride Month. The LGBTQ+ ministry invites you to the second Saturday monthly meeting on Zoom at 3 p.m. on June 11th with Reverend Skip Jennings. His topic is healing the historic trauma of separation. Please contact LGBT@agapelive.com for more details. We look forward to seeing you on Facebook Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. for daily prayer and 12 noon for meditation. Go to agapelive.com for details. Agape's spiritual community gathering is in session. Join us every Friday at 5:30 p.m. and connect in community for an enriching, inspiring gathering led by our practitioners and ministers. Email scg@agapelive.com for more information. For 10 years, Reverend Michael has taught about the components of good, healthy living. Our spiritual life is enhanced with daily meditation, affirmative prayer, and fellowship with open-hearted, like-minded people. Our mental and emotional body is purified with study, forgiveness, and high intentionality. And our physical body is taken care of with the exercise that fits your uniqueness, proper nourishment, proper hydration, and ideal supplementation. Regarding ideal supplementation, the Rev has finally released Adaptogen in partnership with Nutririse. Adaptogen is comprised of the various superfood formulas that Rev has been taking for years to maintain his health and energy, all condensed into one product line. Adaptogen's superfood greens and the vitamin D3 and K2 drops boost your energy, mood, and immunity and gives your body temple the high-quality nutrients it needs to thrive so you can maintain your health to live optimally, especially during times of high stress. Go to Nutririse.com, click on Adaptogen, and get 10% off of your first order. And don't forget, you are invited to Dance with the Rev. Show us your moves in a 1-minute video, dancing during a Sunday service, and upload using the banner on the Agape website. You may see yourself dance with the Rev on Sundays. That's all for now. Peace and blessings, Agape.
Thank you so much, Wayne Bottomley. We saw him at the top of our service, live, but he sent us a message, so let's go to the video from Reverend Michael. Paul? No? All right, I guess we're not going to do it. We'll be all right. It was a good video. He was welcoming us to Reverend Julie, who I'm going to introduce right now. We've got this. Yes? Yes, of course. There we go. So it's my honor to introduce our speaker today, Reverend Julie Moret. You hang around this community long enough, you develop some lifelong friends. You develop a realization that you are in lockstep walking this journey with people. And too often we get a chance to have those experiences in this life. But for the time that I've been at Agape, I've developed many of those friendships. One of those is our very own Reverend Dr. Julie Moret, who is the author of What's Your What? How to Ignite Your Unique Brand, and is an accomplished inspirational speaker and teacher. She's a proud ordained Agape International Spiritual Center minister, as well as a member of our leadership board and G5 team. She holds degrees in a wide range of healing modalities, has lots and lots and lots, did I say a lot? She has got lots of degrees, which always reminds me that Reverend Julie is a lifelong student of this journey that we call life. She's really excited to share that she has 2 audiobooks. You see the one I have in my hand, What's Your What? How to Ignite Your Unique Brand, is now available on Audible. And An Ounce of Inspiration, a series of 5 of Reverend Julie's talks, will be available on Amazon and iTunes this week. I love Reverend Julie. You should love Reverend Julie. I know her husband and her son are somewhere streaming in support of her. So after our musical inspiration comes back up, Reverend Julie will be the next voice you hear. At this time, we're going to invite back to the platform our musical inspiration, Deanna Carpenter.
Oh, I really love this next song, and I wish I could take credit for writing it. But it was written by a very beautiful band, Fertile Ground, and the leading vocals are sung by Navasha Daya. And I dedicate this song to the cosmos, to the universe, to God itself, to all the star seeds and the star people watching over and holding the space, as well as those who walk among us and those who will be returning. Enjoy.
Remember the time when we were one with the sun and all the joy that we had, 'cause in our hearts we were one. The point was focused on us, and we enjoyed this dream in and out at our will, saturated auspiciously. Star people, come down. We are preparing to be with you again. Star people, come down. We are preparing to be with you again. We've been missing and missing and missing and missing and missing the point of who we are and why we came. And as this reality deceives us, we get caught and lose our aim. We get in the way of ourselves, and we dismiss the point. We get in the way of ourselves, and we make it so hard. People, come down. We are preparing to be with you again. Star people, come down. We are preparing to be with you again. So as we sit around and contemplate all the thoughts of the way it should be, and as we swing back and forth, one day we will awake from this dream to see that you are here as you have always been, guided from a very symmetry. And as promised through our evolution, one day you will be free. Preparing to be with you again. Star people, come down. We are preparing to be with you again. people come down, we are preparing to be with you again. Star people come down, we are preparing to be with you again.
So good, so good. That's Deanna Carpenter, the Agape House Band. Thank you so much. Give them some love on the chat over there. I said this at the last service. They're so good. We could literally just ask for the offering right now and call it a day. Except I put on Spanx for this thing, so we're going to have a talk. So I would just love to hit the ground running. I hope you're good with that. I want to jump right in. And the reason why I'd like to jump right in is because as much as I am thrilled to be with you right now, we're online. And I know what that means. It means you could be gone at any second, okay? I totally get it. If I happen to catch like a glimpse of a Facebook alert that there's a video of a golden retriever befriending a duck, I'm out of here, you know? And Lord help us all if I see one more Instagram story of a soldier surprising his kid at school after being gone for months and months, I will just drop into the ugly cry right before you. And then, of course, I'm going to have to show you, and you'll cry. Then we'll have to eat cake. It's a whole thing. So I'm thinking, let's just hit it. So if you are not driving or operating equipment, fire up the energy in your hands. Get it spicy hot. Heat that self up. Heat yourself up. Feel the energy of you. Feel the heat of you. Feel the strength and the power and the everything that you have. All that vitalizing life force energy. Get it super, super hot. You can give yourself a little chi tox. Soothing, youthing, beautifying. And then place your healing hands somewhere on your body that would feel deeply nourishing, maybe on the chest, solar plexus, belly. And just for a moment, just let yourself know you are so loved. You're so appreciated. You're so acknowledged. You're so wanted. You're so necessary. And just give yourself that for a moment. And then what I would love to do is become aware of something that you learned about yourself over the course of these last couple of years that is positive and that is true. So become aware of a thought, belief, or decision that you can choose right now that as a result of everything we've been through and are currently in over these last few years that is positive and that is true. For example, I can pivot. Who knew? I am flexible. Who knew? I'm creative. I think all of us had to get creative at some point during these last few years, right? So become aware, and when you get a really good one, you can plug it in the chat if you like, write it down. It'll be inspiration for others and create accountability for you. Become aware of a thought, belief, or decision that you learned about yourself over the course of these last few years that is positive and that is true. The reason why I like doing this is because when we humans go through significant experiences in our lives, especially experiences that have a heightened level of emotion connected to them, we automatically, our subconscious mind, which is like the control center for our entire being, as it establishes thoughts, beliefs, and decisions based on the experiences we go through and our perception of them. So I'm thinking, let's take the moment and get in the driver's seat. Let's choose what we're going to evolve into. Reverend Michael's theme is resolve to evolve. So let's choose something positive, something true that we have learned over the course of these last few years. And that's really what today is all about. It's about taking time to discover and delete out old programs that no longer serve and write some new ones, I realized how extremely important it is that we be the programmers of our own internal operating system. I had this realization when I was on a river rafting trip gone bad last August. I had taken my son and a bunch of his buddies out on the water that day, and the day that we went out, everything was fine. Normal. Sun's shining, water's calm, like it's all good. The second we pushed off from shore, the sky got dark. Like really dark. Thunder began to crash overhead. Great big jagged bolts of lightning were ripping through the sky. And then a little, like the sprinkle began to come down, and our guide barked at us like, quick, get on your protective gear. And we laughed at him, because we're thinking like, dude, we like nature, If we get a little wet, so be it. We're wilderness people. Technically, we're from the wilds of West Los Angeles, but the point is, we like nature and we're good to go. And then in an instant, rain started dumping down in sheets. It was cold, not cute. We dove for our rain suits, way too late. We were already drenched and freezing. It was the moment when our little boat started tipping side to side. That's when fear set in. Like, I'm responsible for all these kids. And here we were suddenly, surprisingly, heading straight into a raging storm. At first, my concerns were very reasonable. Keep kids in boat, life vests on. But here's the thing. Fear compounds exponentially. Fear compounds exponentially. So before I knew it, those beautiful trees lining the shore that I had admired only moments earlier, all of a sudden, they became danger-filled hiding spots for wild, ferocious predators like moose and bears and rapists. What? Yeah, we see what we're programmed to see. Catch that? We see what we're programmed to see. So if I, like way too many females, was programmed at early ages in spoken and unspoken ways to believe that the female energy is vulnerable, at risk, prey, then that's the lens through which I'm going to see the world, especially when I'm stressed out. So, what lens are you looking through? What programming did you receive early on, whether from family, education, religion, society, culture, media? What kind of programming have you received about who you are, who you can be, who other people or peoples are? We see, believe, and trust what we are programmed to see, believe, and trust. That's the good news, bad news. Depending on who's doing the programming, which hopefully is ourself. So there we were, getting sucked further and further down this rapidly rushing river, thunder and lightning crashing overhead, four-legged and apparently two-legged predators hiding in the bushes, sharks circling round and round our raft. Well, but not real sharks. It's a freshwater river in Wyoming. But fear doesn't care about facts. Fear does not care about facts. So in my mind, I'm like karate chopping imaginary sharks out of the boat as they leap inside to try and eat us. I have my Wonder Woman wrist cuffs on. I'm blocking the lightning so I can save the kids. I was in a full-on fear frenzy. Why? Because fear doesn't care about facts. It only begets more fear. So there I was, just trying to keep everyone safe as we headed directly into the eye of the storm. A storm that, as intense as it was nothing compared to the storm in my mind these last couple of years. And a couple of years ago, actually, it was the same exact thing. A few years ago, everything was fine, right? Normal. And then all of a sudden, the world stopped on a dime. But if we're being honest, we did have some indicators. We had some little warning signs, Several years ago, a guy took a knee. I felt compassion. I get it. But not enough. And not enough people got it or got it enough. So the knock at the door of our collective consciousness kept looping back around, stronger, louder, harder, meaner, till the whole world got the message. One woman shared her story, and others said, me too. A movement was born. Gender, identity, orientation, preference, everything's on the table right now. Everyone is demanding the freedom to be who we are so that our internal truth can finally match our external experience. Isn't that what we want? To have the things we know that feel right, that sit right in our gut, match the kind of experiences we have out in the world. And yet all the while, see if you notice this, there was this kind of subtle insidious going on. Fires were raging across the earth. Did you catch that? Icebergs melting, water levels rising, on and on, until the intensity of toxicity from old ways of relating with ourselves, with each other, and with Mother Earth, it all reached capacity. Total overload, and a biological virus and the politicizing of a virus exploded onto the scene. Remember that? And okay, I get it. You might be thinking like, oh, please, clearly one thing has nothing to do with the other. But quantum physics would beg to differ. The law of quantum entanglement teaches that everything impacts everything all the time. Everything impacts everything all the time, even right now. We're connected virtually in this moment. It may feel like you're watching this by yourself, but our frequencies are connected, harmonized through the music, through the teachings, through the prayer, through the fellowship online. We're experiencing something through a virtual medium and having real-time biological, physiological responses on a cellular atomic level. That's deep. We, our sweet, God bless us humanity, our sweet society, I feel like we thought we were headed vertically, straight to the highest and best of everything. Have more, do more, be more, right? I mean, we're so advanced. How could we not be heading straight up? We've got medical advances and technological advances, and our advancements have advancements, and the advancements of our advancements have advancements. We're so advanced. But I'm going to tell you something. After spending 2 years locked up and locked down, I view it a little differently. I'm starting to think that our society behaves more like a hamster on a hamster wheel. Just running so hard and so fast. I feel like I'm running so hard and so fast. And where the heck are we going? Take a look around. Where are we going? Because to me, it feels like ambition at the cost of meaning, greed and gluttony over generosity and service. The whole thing, the whole societal construct was too much for too long, and then the world got weird, I think a lot of us had that first selfie with a mask moment, what? It's a mask. I'm going grocery shopping, so I have my mask. I'm going to get one in every color, right? But then I think a lot of us also had that first moment where it was kind of like, I wonder if I'm going to survive this thing. I wonder if I can keep my loved ones safe. That's how I felt. That day on the river, heading into a massive electrical storm with a bunch of kids, children. But if I'm being honest, I had warning signs there too. On the drive to the river that morning, I did see dark clouds in the sky. But the thing is, I had plans. It was inconvenient, so I ignored it. The night before on the weather reports, yes, of course they were anticipating massive storms, but I gave all my power over to the rafting company. They say it's okay to go out, must be okay. Ever do that? Ever give over your power, your knowing to an external authority, thinking, well, they must know better than my gut? Not do you ever do it, but how often? That's why it is absolutely so important that we take the time to discover and reprogram that invisible matrix of thoughts, beliefs, and decisions operating behind all of our experiences. This invisible matrix consists of the energetic frequency we are all floating in and influencing one another by, and the three primary states of our brain, the three networks within our brain. You've got the survival brain, the emotional brain, and the clear thinking executive brain. Why on earth am I talking about brain states? Because we're going to need some tools. We're not just going to get to the tail end of this thing and then snap back to normal, right? We're just getting started. Something new is emerging as humanity, and something old is kicking and screaming as it crumbles away. We are literally living history right now. The cool thing is, we're also the ones writing it. And so in order to be able to write something good and true, we need to understand how we operate. So you've got the survival brain. That's the gear we shift into in fear, doubt, and worry. Then you've got the emotional brain. That's what we get to feel and acknowledge our feelings. And then you have our clear thinking, executive, solution-oriented brain. That's the sweet spot. That's what we all tuned into services for. Epiphanies, awakenings, clarity. But the deal with our brain states is, in order to get here, I first have to have my nervous system soothed, my survival instinct soothed. Then I need to go into my emotional brain, feel and acknowledge my feelings, and only then am I able to pop up and have clear, creative, available solutions and understandings. And of course, we can have moments of this. Happens all the time when we're in services, right? But in order for these awakened moments to have legs, they need to have a strong internal infrastructure. That's our daily spiritual practice. It's prayer, it's meditation, it's breath work, it's taking the time to feel and acknowledge our feelings. So all three brain states are extremely important. For our purposes today, I'd love to do a deep dive on the survival brain, because that's the gear the whole world shifted into a couple years ago. And so in anticipation of anybody that wants to get more granular, if you want more content, I put a great big fat juicy video on my Instagram page. I interviewed the founders of the Center for Emotional Education, so there's resources and more info there if you want it. And right now we'll do a really thorough deep dive on the survival brain. So survival brain is a necessary aspect of ourselves. It perceives danger. Super important to have, you know? If you happen to be wandering through an African savanna and a lion starts to size you up for lunch, good to have a survival brain. You know, run, get away. The survival brain is less helpful, however, when somebody is in a romantic relationship, they have a challenge, break up, but then what happens? When we go through significant events in our lives with heightened emotion, our subconscious mind, the control center for our entire being, automatically establishes thoughts, beliefs, and decisions, and they loop over and over until we take the time to delete them and reprogram them. So when the survival brain is not so helpful is when somebody's in a romantic relationship, they have a breakup, all these subconscious thoughts, beliefs, and decisions get established. Men are, women are, people are, love is, marriage is, relationships are. And then that person goes and projects all that stuff, that garbage, on the next romantic partner, and the next, and the next, and the next. Ever do that? Ever project past pains on present partners? Yikes. Oof. I've actually never done that, but I do understand, you know. It's such a good thing my husband's not here right now. He'd probably be like, I object. Liar! The point of all of this is that our survival brains are fear-based heat seekers for anything that can go wrong. And the problem arises when our survival mode functions in a chronic, ongoing manner for a sustained period of time. When that occurs, it burns out the adrenals, causes folks to become susceptible to disease, throws off the electrical activity in our brains. That alone impacts everything from mood to hormone to organ function to sleep. So it's absolutely necessary for us to have a good understanding of how the survival brain, how we operate. Because a couple of years ago, as I mentioned, the whole world went into survival mode, partly for very good reason. And since fear begets more fear, in order for us to be able to tease out real concerns that need attention from false fears, we need to understand and be able to identify when we're in a fear-based brain state and when we are in a clear-thinking, solution-oriented brain state. It's not as easy as it sounds because our survival brain ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-haves to masquerade as our clear-thinking executive brain. To illustrate this point, we'll have a little pop quiz at this point. You didn't know you were going to be tested, but we are. Pop quiz question number 1. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. You feel compelled to write everything you think and feel about your boss and post it on social media. You hesitate a little bit about the part where you call him a stain on the soul of humanity, but then hear this voice inside. We don't know. Maybe it's your angels. Maybe it's your guides. Maybe it's Jesus the Christ himself. We don't know, but the voice is chanting, do it, do it, do it. Is that A, a really great idea, because it always makes good sense to post your deepest, darkest feelings on social media for the whole world to comment on? Or is it B, the survival brain, freaking out? If you guessed B, you're very correct. And one of the key indicators, a way you can tell when we're in survival mode, is when there's heightened urgency. 2 o'clock in the morning, must post now, must text now, must call now. Maybe I should stop by. I should go over there, 2 o'clock in the morning. He did say he never wants to see my face again for all of eternity, but maybe that's code for, hey, pop by at 2 a.m. Okay, bam, 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 knocking on the door. Nobody's answering. I'll peek in the window. Good idea. Peeking in the window. Can't see anything. There's a trellis. I should climb the trellis. Good idea. Climb, 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 climb. Hop the balcony. I should break inside, break inside, break inside. Aha! Survival brain. A great big hot mess. That's the survival brain. So that's your question number 1. And you can tell when you're in survival mode because there's a heightened urgency. The pop quiz question number 2. This is the second and final pop quiz question. This one's for all the marbles. Your beloved, sleeping so peacefully right next to you. So sweet. And you begin to drift into a deep, dark, negative fantasy about the party that the two of you are going to the following evening, and in your negative fantasy, your person goes and chats up your mortal foe. You get so furious and so mad, you turn and you shake your partner awake and you declare, this relationship is over. Is that A, way too much information because it's actually something I've done? Or is it B, a great idea because it's always good to leave somebody rather than feel uncomfortable feelings? Or is it C, the survival brain, trying to get out of dealing with unfinished business? There are two correct answers for that one. I'm going to leave it up to you. You can figure that out. The point of all of this is that the whole world slipped into survival mode a couple of years ago. And in order for us to get out of it individually and collectively, we must understand the mechanics of it. So our survival brain has 4 primary responses: fight, flight, freeze, and appease. And we all have our specialty. When stuff's going down, do you come out swinging? That's fight. Do you take off? Flight. Do you appease? It's okay, it's all right, I don't mind whatever you say. Or do you freeze? That's my personal best. Super good at it. If there were an Olympics in the survival brain strategies, I would medal and freeze. Just saying. And to illustrate that point, I have a very humiliating story to share with you. So, about 7 years ago, I was in the Los Angeles airport heading to the East Coast for a speaking event. And as I approached my gate, I saw Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. So exciting, right? But freeze is my primary response to life in general. So when I saw Reverend Michael, I had a very practical, rational response. Sure, you would have done the same thing. So I saw Reverend Michael. I immediately dropped to the floor in the airport, hid behind a row of chairs, and called my husband, as one does. And so my husband answers, and I say, Reverend Michael's here! And my husband, who unfortunately gets a lot of these kind of phone calls, he began to speak with me in this very soothing, calming voice, the kind of voice that a mental health care professional uses when detaining a patient, like that. And so he said, honey, of course Reverend Michael is there. You're going to the same event. But here's the thing. Fear doesn't care about facts. So hung up on him, because not helpful. And I began to do some of my survival brain strategies. As I mentioned, I have a bunch of them on the Instagram story with the Center for Emotional Education on my Instagram page. And we can do a couple right now. So the first one is a regulating breath. You breathe in swift through the nose and exhale super, super slow out through slightly parted lips. And no matter what brain state you're currently in, this only builds more capacity for us to deal with life as lifing. It only expands our ability to deal with life as life is lifing. So breathing in, and you can let a low sound rumble out from the bottom of your belly. If you're not driving or operating equipment, you can close your eyes and just set the intention to become deeply, supremely relaxed. Breathing in, and slow, slow, slow releasing out. So I did that for several minutes, and then I felt pretty good. Decided to zhuzh the whole thing up a notch and do another survival strategy called self-petting. Horrible name, but very effective strategy. So you could take one hand and you take it to the top of the other arm and you just run it down to the bottom of the opposite arm. When we do this kind of action for a minimum of 30 seconds, it triggers the release of oxytocin, the happy hormone. It sends a message to our central nervous system, you're okay, baby. I gotcha. I love you. I'm with you. No hungry lions here. We're all good. And so after I'd done both those things, I felt better. I felt clear. I felt in myself, strong, grounded. And so I peeked back up over the chairs, spied on Reverend Michael for a few more minutes, and then he got up, he boarded the airplane, and at that point, I felt good. I picked myself up off the floor, dusted myself off, literally, and then I went and boarded the airplane. I passed by his seat, and I was like, hey, Rev, sup? Because I'm cool like that. After I've had a chance to soothe my survival brain, I'm super cool, is what I tell myself. The point of all of this is that life is lifing right now. And in order for us to make our way through with as much ease and grace and stay afloat and thrive, we must have a strong daily spiritual practice. Our prayer, our meditation, our breath work, taking the time to feel and acknowledge all the feelings connected to everything that's going on. Like the day that I was on the river in a massive electrical storm with a bunch of kids, the only way for us to get to our end destination spot was through the storm. We couldn't like pull over along the side of the river at any point and just like call an Uber. The only way to get to it is through it. We, humanity, we are in the river now. We are riding the rapids, and they are big ones. The only way for us to get to our end destination, whatever your destination is, peace, love, joy, prosperity, integrity, justice, freedom, righteousness, the only way to get to it is through it. And so, as I was on the river, while I was on the river, pretty much the whole time I was in survival brain, but that made good sense. You know, I had one eye clocking the moose that were very close to us. I had another eye clocking the kids, making sure they stay in. I'm like, okay, I was a lifeguard when I was 19. If anybody goes overboard, I got this, right? So it made sense for me to be in survival mode. Maybe not the part where I was having imaginary battles with imaginary sharks, but the rest of it made a lot of sense. It was only after we finally made it back to land. We were bundled up in the warm, dry truck, big plush towels, sipping hot cocoa, tushy seat heaters on. Only then was my nervous system calm enough that I could rise up into my emotional brain and take a moment and feel everything I'd felt. Oh my gosh, I was so afraid. I was so nervous. I didn't know if I have what it takes to keep everybody safe. I feel like our whole world would really benefit right now from a collective moment of feeling and acknowledging, like, this is a big one. These last couple of years, this current moment, it's a lot. It's too much. I feel nervous. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what's going to happen next. I think we just need to have that moment of like, feeling and acknowledging everything like this, right? I got so worked up. I just want to take that moment and feel and acknowledge and know that there's so much happening, right? I mean, I want to know that people I care about are able to go grocery shopping and not get shot up. Is that too much to ask? I want to know we can be in a house of worship and feel safe. Too much to ask? I don't think so. I want to know that when I send my kid off to school in the morning, he's coming home in the afternoon. Not too much to ask. Not too much to ask. And only after I'd had that moment of really feeling everything, the totality of all that I felt on the river that day, only then was I able to pop up into a clear, awakened brain state. And in that state, this thought popped in my mind. And it said, take a look at that picture. I had taken one photo right before we entered the eye of the storm. Paul, do you have that? I want to just take a moment here. Can you see this? It's a dark, stormy sky. And there was this portal of light just pouring down. It was going straight into the river, straight into where we were headed. It looks like the rapture. It looks like the rapture. I couldn't see that. When the sun was out and everything was all bright and shiny, couldn't see it. But in the darkness, in the time of my greatest challenge, it was there. It is always there. Whatever you are in, whatever storm you are moving through, there is a power and a presence and a source and a life and a goodness. And it's got us always, eternally, forever, always. And that's what the world needs right now. And it's more than that. It's not just like, oh, look how pretty the sky is. Look how pretty heaven is. It's that heaven is at hand. Heaven is at hand right now. It's in the ocean, it's in the air, it's in the sky, it's in the valleys, it's in our organs and our functions. And even more than that, it's not just like, oh, what a pretty rapture, or that the rapture is everywhere. It's even more than that. It's that we are the rapture. We're the rapture we've been waiting for. We're it. We are divine portals of light and luminosity and brilliance and radiance and energy and healing. Imagine if you lived your life knowing that. Imagine if we got up every day knowing that we are these beams, these portals of light and luminosity and healing. Imagine what a difference that would be. That's what the world needs right now. It needs me and you showing up, but it doesn't just need our bodies, our carcasses. It needs us showing up in the kind of brain state that can be something about this moment, that can be the beneficial presence that makes a difference on the planet. That's what the world needs right now. Because it is 100% true. We are living history. But you know what else is 100% true? We're the ones writing it. Me and you, we're it. So I'm saying, man, let's do the daily work. Let's get our daily spiritual practice going so we can write something good and worthy. Let's do our daily spiritual practice and write an epic love story for humanity. How about that? Many blessings to you. So just take a moment and allow the light particles of everything that's been shared so far, the beautiful music moving through Deanna Carpenter, Marianne Lewis, Nina Gray, Sarah, our Agape House Band, through anything that has come to you this day, allow yourself to receive it. So easy to ask. I want this, I want that. It's here. Receive it. Receive it. You can go back to that initial statement that we had, that thought or belief or decision that you realized as a result of everything we've been through, something new, something true, something positive about yourself. Placing those hands over your core again, someplace that feels really nurturing and loving. And just taking that moment, once again, let yourself know, oh baby, I gotcha. I gotcha. I love you. I acknowledge you. I'm so grateful for you. Just let yourself have it. Let yourself know it. As we move into this healing prayer, just take a moment. Feel how good it feels to know that you are held, you are loved, you are supremely supported. There is a presence that is never an absence. That this divine universe that we live in, it's good. If you watch the paid advertising, as Reverend Michael says, known as news, you might not think so. But there's so much goodness in this world. There's so much goodness. My son and I were talking the other day. We were going on about all the crazy things happening. And I went back in my room and I thought, but you know, there's beauty too. There's nothing more beautiful in this world than seeing my kids smile. You know, there's extraordinary beauty. I'm so grateful to know that extraordinary beauty as you, right where you are. That there is extraordinary beauty, that the world is galvanized, that it is colluding right around you in this very moment. It is coming up with like, what's the best? What's the best for this beloved? How much can we raise this beloved up? How far can we go? How bright can we shine? I'm so grateful to know in this moment that every single being tuning in, that there is a frequency, a love factor, that is washing through, rinsing the mind, cleansing, clearing, beautifying, healing, nurturing, supporting. We allow this frequency of love to wash through, rinsing through the brain where there are any stresses or anxieties, just cleansing, purifying, beautifying, allowing that fresh breath of life to move through the whole body temple, letting love be what courses through our veins, letting love rejuvenate every organ, all the actions, all the functions in our body temple. Love and more love, good and more good, God and more God, God and more God, God and more God, love and more love. I'm so grateful to know the truth about each beautiful being tuning in. Your name is love. You're here to love. We're here to love. We're here to resolve, to evolve, and bring something beautiful. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm so grateful to declare it. And I pass to Nina and Marianne.
We are creators. We are creators. We are the painters of our world. We are creators, and we decide what goes. Oh, we are creators. We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. And love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. And love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. And love is who we are.
Love is who we are. Love is who we are. Love is who Reverend Marcella McGee is, right where she is. Love is the only thing true about her. Love is everything she is. Love is coursing through her veins. Love is her wholeness. Love is her health. Love is her life. Love is right where Reverend Marcella McGee is. Love is where Lisa Michelle Telementes is. The presence of love, guiding, supporting, healing, nurturing. Love is right where Joe and Lisa Romano are for son Marcello. Just knowing right where he is, the presence of God is. Love is, goodness is, healing is, wholeness is, radiant health, radiant vitality. So grateful to know that right where Jane Elizabeth is for her sis Janice and family. There's such goodness, there's such life, there's life and more life. I'm allowing and knowing and trusting that life and more life is coursing and pulsing through sis Janice and family. June Allen, love and more love, wholeness, health, vitality, radiance, energy, thriving. Not just getting by, thriving. So grateful to know that right where Richard Knapp is, the presence of God is, knowing him, creating absolute wholeness and health and radiance and strength and power. Grateful to know that where Stacy Lynn Floyd is, the power and the presence of a loving, good God is, guiding her way, guiding her way, guiding her way in this very moment. Clarity, awakening. And we hold in our hearts those that have lost loved ones. Sherry Brown for her friend Idoli Chalita Polk. Just knowing that right where Idoli is, the presence of God is always, eternally. So we embrace Sherry, missing the physical presence. We embrace her, we hold her. We let her know, never alone, always connected, always connected. Become aware of whoever it is you're holding in prayer. Include yourself always. And bring everybody in. You can put their names on the chat. Bring everybody in. Who are you holding in prayer right now? And don't hold them in fear. Hold them in knowing the power and the presence and the source and the goodness of this one life is with them. That there's this one dynamic goodness. It's radiant, it's whole, it's healthy. It's revitalizing, blessing each beloved. I include in this prayer each one of us, knowing that right where we are, the presence of God is, continues to be, and always will be. I allow it to be by saying, and so it is. Amen. Many blessings. Whew. Thank you so much for your presence today. We always appreciate being together, and so this is the best part of the service, as Reverend Michael says. This is where you get to share. This is where we invite you to make a financial donation, a financial contribution that lets us keep being the center of love on the planet. So I invite you to consider whatever it is, whatever gift you have to give financially today. Rev Jason's going to come up in a minute and share all the different ways that we can give. And for now, since everything is energy, fire up that energy in your hands again. If you're going to be making a donation on your phone or on your device, you can place your hands over it. You can place your hands over your checkbook. We accept the finances no matter how it works for you to send them. And just take this moment to know that what I have to give is holy. What I have to give is sacred. In my giving, it's an infinite circle of giving. As I give, I am receiving. As I give, I am refueled and refilled. And we take this moment to know that all that we have to give is a blessing to the world. It's a blessing to the earth, that these funds help source Agape so we can continue to be a beneficial presence on the planet right now. We can continue to up-level all of humanity. We can continue to be that voice that is deciding to resolve, to evolve, to be more, to welcome in, to help kind of kick our butts into gear so we can move into our next evolution, our next iteration of goodness and kindness and justice and mercy and freedom and joy and creativity. So bless these finances. Know that they are going for such a beneficial purpose. And with great gratitude, I allow it to be, and I invite Rev Jason Mitchell. Thank you. Jason Davion Mitchell.
Him too, him too. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much, Reverend Julie. I know that the folks in the chat are giving you lots of love and appreciation for that powerful message. Anchored in that executive function, I'm going to invite you to consider the different ways and opportunities that you have to give. Obviously, if you are a veteran of our community and you've been participating in this circulation of resourcing, source by the source and resource by the source, we're going to invite you to go ahead and begin. For those of you who are first timers or you're new to participating in the law of circulation, actively giving, we're going to let you know that if you're on the Agape Live website, up at the top, you'll see the donate button. If you're on Reverend Michael's Facebook page or the Agape International Spiritual Center's Facebook page, you'll see a donate button there that you can use as well. If you would like to, you can text the word GIVE, give, to 424-321-6243. And you've got a smartphone, and it will guide you through the giving process on that platform, as well as you could drop it in the mail. The mailing address is up on the screen now. It is 8549 Wilshire Boulevard, 1156 is the box number, Beverly Hills, California, 90211. Let's go ahead and just take a moment to just anchor the process of giving together. We'll hear a little bit of music, and we'll be closing out shortly. But don't go away. This is an important part of the service. How grateful and thankful I am to be in this number, to be amongst this gathering, to be here, right here in this moment now, aligned with the divine presence of love that is our very lives, blessing all that we are contemplating as we move into this time of giving in celebration of the divine itself, moving, circulating through us. And so it is. Amen.
Be encouraged, love will see you through. Love, be the first to love. Fill your heart with love. Be about it. Love, sing a song about love. Never doubt that. Love, full dimensional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. Before and after love. Love, love gives you courage. Love, it mends your heart. Love, it's the best thing. Love, you can't go wrong with love, 'cause it's eternal. Love, and it has no end. Love, so stand on up for love. Unconditional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. For and after love, love, love. Come on, David. We'll see you through. Love, be the first to love. Fill your heart with love, 'cause it's eternal. Love, and it has no end. Love, so stand on up for love. Unconditional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. For and after love. Love, love, it's eternal. Love, it mends your heart. Love, it's the best thing. Love, you can't go wrong with. Love, 'cause it's eternal. Love, and it has no end. Love, stand on up for love. Unconditional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. For and after love. Love, love.
Thank you so much for participating with us So once again, whether you're on a safe and secure website or you're using one of the other platforms, I'm going to invite you to join me in a word of prayer to bless that which has been given or is being given. Whether you're watching this live or you're catching the recording, there is no time or space or distance in God. Yes? So we take this opportunity to be in deep and abiding gratitude for that which is the community of Agape International Spiritual Center. We bless Reverend Michael right where he is. We're in celebration of his life and his journey. We're in celebration of this community all over the world. We're in gratitude for each and every person that sows a seed, that offers up their gifts, that circulates through this community. We know this is fertile ground. We know this is good soil. And we know that a bounty, a harvest that transforms the world is birthing in this community, is birthing in our individual lives, and our journey is one of success and fulfillment. We are fulfilling the call of the living presence upon our lives. For this and so much more, we are grateful and thankful. We declare that it is so by simply saying, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen. Beautiful. So I'm going to invite Reverend Julie Moret back up to give us our benediction. You can, of course, give her some more love, utilizing the executive function of your brain as she has lovingly guided us. Marianne and Nina and Sarah and the house band are going to close us out with one more chant. It has been a magnificent Sunday, yes?
Yes.
Marianne?
Yes. So please feel free to stand right where you are once again as we sing our benediction song, Blessed Always, together.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
So I bless this service. I know and declare the service is good, it is complete, it is whole, it is absolutely fulfilled, and it is fulfilling itself through each beloved tuning in. There is something so perfect being activated, being awakened. I'm so grateful for that which is moving through each one, tuning in, streaming, archiving, that there is a newness, that there's something fresh, there's something good, there's a remembrance that we are loved, there's a remembrance that the only thing is love. I'm so grateful for everything that's waking up, that is quickening within the hearts, the minds, the souls, the cells of each one tuning in. I know this is a beneficial day. It's good. It's good for us individually. It's good for our families. It's good for our communities. It's good for the earth. It's good for the four-legged and the two-legged and the creepy crawlers and the finned and the furred and the winged ones. All of life is raised up. All of life is raised up because we say yes, and we are here to resolve, to evolve humanity forward. It's so good. Life is so good as us. And I allow it to be, saying it so it is. Amen.
So it is. Yes.
Om Shalom Salam.
Alan, give us a little something. David Neal, let us feel that peace. Have a beautiful week, Agape. Thank you, Nina Gray, Curtis Bird on drums, David Neal on guitar, John Hart on our bass today, Ben Dowling on the piano. I'm Marianne Lewis, and we love you. Have a beautiful week. Thank you. Sisters, yeah. Blessings, Agape.